Hi everyone! Today let's talk about calendars. You can open your calendar using the main menu at the top of any system page. Here you'll be able to see all your meetings and tasks. To add a new meeting or task, simply click the Add button and select the relevant option. Let's add a meeting together. By clicking Meeting, a pop-up will open where we can set up the meeting's details. The subject should be set to the name of the meeting, such as Finalize Contract. We'll use the relevant status, which by default will be set to Scheduled. The start and end date will also be automatically set using the current date and time. By switching the start date, the end date will change accordingly to an hour afterwards, so that the meeting remains an hour long. The calendar on the left displays all the activities of the selected user and will jump so it displays the date you've selected. You can use the top right options to choose if you'd like to display your calendar by month, week, or day, and the arrows on the left to navigate between the selected time. In this way, you can easily check the availability of the system user you're scheduling a meeting for. We can now use the Related To field to set the record related to our meeting. This field can relate to records within any object and lets us access the meeting from the related records stream. The contract we're finalizing is for one of the deals I'm working on. Let's first use the object list on the right to select the relevant object, which in this case is deals. Now this list will show all the deal records. Let's click on the customization for Sam's Steaks deal, as that's who I'm meeting with. This meeting will now appear in the selected deals stream and allow us to navigate between the meeting and the deal. Once you've set the basic information, you can choose a resource to relate to the meeting. Calendar resources are used to easily share communal items and spaces. For example, you can create resources for the different meeting rooms in your office and book them using the resource calendars. Our meeting will take place in the office, so let's select a relevant meeting room to book, like the South Meeting Room. By selecting a resource, we'll see all its scheduled meetings within the calendar on the right and can check when it's available. As you can see, the South Meeting Room is already booked for the time slot of our meeting, so let's instead use the West Meeting Room. In this way, we can reserve this room and ensure it will be available for our meeting. We can now set up the final fields in our meeting. The Assigned To field is the owner field for meetings and is automatically set to me because I created this meeting. It can easily be changed by clicking the magnifying glass. Let's set the type of the meeting, which in this case is face-to-face. The location can be manually set to the address of my office, and the priority can be set to normal, as that's the priority of this meeting. Personally, I use the description field later on to update how the meeting went, but you can also use it now for reminders on what to discuss, pointers, or anything else you'd like to note. By clicking Save, we can save the new meeting. If you'd like to create a new meeting immediately after this one, click the arrow next to Save and then click Save and New to save this meeting and open a new meeting form. You can now see the new meeting displayed in your calendar. If you'd like to reschedule your meeting, simply drag and drop it to a different time or date on the calendar. By clicking on a meeting, you can view or update its details. Use the expansion button to view the meeting's record page or the trash icon to delete it. By clicking the related record, you can open its page. Here you can see the newly created meeting in the stream of the record. Let's go back to our calendar. In addition to meetings, you can also add new tasks. Many of the fields in the task form are similar to those we saw in the meeting form, such as the subject, assigned to, description, and more. Let's set this task to remind me to call back the account Alex Bright. We can set the subject to call back Alex, and then set the due date to tomorrow at 10 a.m., which is when this task must be completed by. The due date will also set where this task will appear within your calendar. The Related To field can be set to the account Alex Bright so that this task will appear in his stream and be related to him. You can use the reminder date to choose when you'll receive a reminder from the system regarding this task. Once all the details are set, we can save the task to add it to the calendar. All your tasks will be displayed in green. Like meetings, tasks can be moved and edited. If we open the account our new task is related to, we'll see this task in their stream. By using tasks, you can make sure to stay on top of your responsibilities and not let anything fall through the cracks. I'd like to add one quick tip. While your calendar is open, you can easily click on a time slot to open a new meeting page. In this way, you can quickly add meetings with the start date already set to the relevant date and time. Both activities we created so far were set to my user, Jordan Smith. Let's instead set a different system user as the owner of the finalized contract meeting. After opening its details, we can update the Assigned To field to the user who will be participating in the meeting, which in this case is Bob Davis. By saving the updated field, our meeting will now be assigned to the relevant user. However, it disappeared from our calendar. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to add other calendars to your calendar and how to customize your calendar display.